Conventional wisdom, society, or whatever you want to call it, has it all wrong when we think of what guys go through when getting divorced. That's why we're going to discuss the crap of what guys go through in their mind when their wife tells them that she's leaving him. Let me give you some background. I work with divorcing men. It's my passion and calling, which is why I became a divorce coach. I've now worked with hundreds of guys going through this BS. If you're going through a divorce, there's nearly a 70% chance that she, not you, demanded it. This will be the worst experience that you've ever gone through as an adult, and frankly, you're going to need some guidance here. Don't do this alone. Hire a divorce coach. My goal, my mission is simple: to help you find your balls, to get them back, because let's face it, right now you feel defeated and emasculated. So, at the end of this video, make sure that you schedule a free one-on-one with me by pressing on the link in the comment section. Just hit the up-down button. You'll see the link under the comments and set something up. Or just hit on the upper right corner of your screen, right there, to schedule your one-on-one. So now, let's start revving that engine. Going through divorce, splitting up a family is a lot like a country that's just lost a war. It's anarchy. But let's work a little backwards on our timeline to the years leading up to your breakup. The average guy will say that the fighting started years before she made her decision to split. So you haven't broken up yet. You might even say that you were caught off guard, as many guys say. But the reality is that the signs were there. It's 1 month before your talk, and for the past year or more, you just haven't been getting along. The bickering at each other, she says hurtful things to you that are designed not to make you a better person, but rather to hurt, shame, and emasculate you. The F-bombs are being thrown everywhere, and your home, which was your place of shelter, becomes a war zone. If you have kids, they notice the fighting, and they're casualties of this, as they think that that's how most parents behave, by fighting. Lots of inconsistencies start happening as your family is falling apart, and your spouse, she stops contributing to her financial obligations or any obligations to stay as a family for that matter. You, at this point, you know that you're at your low in your relationship. You reminisce and long for the days when you had your voice, your respect, and balls. You know shit is up. You know it's her, but you think, this is too big to fail. We got kids. She can't leave me. So you're in denial as you try to appease her. Then the day comes where she drops the D-bomb and says to you, I want a divorce. Your immediate answer is to fight, thinking that you're going to stand your ground. The shock of everything is too much to bear, and you figure that standing on your ground, now you're gonna get the respect that you need from her. The problem is that that's not necessarily true. Instead, what happens is you realize that all too quickly that she means it. Somehow, you didn't lose the battle. You lost the war. The small ecosystem of a country that you made, it lost its governing body. You, as the head of state, no longer matter. You're a figurehead, and the loss of your family is like an out-of-body experience, leaving you disoriented. She isn't taking you back. She wants nothing to do with you, and you scramble. You begin to renegotiate as you try to keep her, but you begin to redraw your borders. In other words, you redo what's acceptable in the relationship, but you're deep despair. There's no longer a relationship. Your position's done. It's over. You think, fuck. My role as a head of state, my role as a father, my role as a representative, my role as a provider and protector, it's over. That's when the guilt begins. Your cognitive dissonance, it begins to think, why, when things were going so well, or how can I let her go? She was the most beautiful girl in the world. Just like the country losing a war, you think that you could have done more to prevent this, but it's too late. She's declared her independence, and you have no choice but to see if there is any backroom deals that you can make. That way you can maintain any kind of status quo. Bartering. So you barter. Perhaps if I take care of myself and look better, she's gonna take me back. But you realize that without your knowledge, she had declared war on you way before you had any idea that you were at war, because now she's preparing her life as though you meant nothing to her. And that's what I think is the worst, that the person that you love the most wants nothing to do with you. This is the moment in time when you're at your lowest, defeated, emasculated, crying alone, self-esteem is virtually non-existent, and you're scared. Scared of life, scared of what's next. You're psychologically defeated and you fought valiantly till the end came, but all you see is shame, guilt, and defeat. You now have no energy to continue fighting, so you live in fear and self-doubt. The dread that you feel is real, that the anxiety you feel keeps you from eating, and you start losing weight. You can't sleep. You're scared to be alone. Your little ones, they're your casualties. They're the collateral damage, because as you see them, you feel that further guilt, as you could have taken this more seriously, but now, again, it's too late. You think you were an adult before. That's BS. No. Not really. You're not really an adult until you've gone through all of this, as the weight of the world starts hitting you. Some men, they're gonna swear off women. Others will resent them as you start looking externally to see what happened. Oh, you say, she's a narcissist, thereby validating that it was all her, all along. 95% of men will go through some kind of existential crisis where they don't know their purpose in life anymore. Perhaps that's you. The most valuable lesson that I learned from working with so many men as a divorce coach is how conventional wisdom has it all wrong. It's the man who struggles through the divorce much, much more than the women do. Men, we don't recover as well, and our identity is associated much more as a husband than we ever expected until it's gone. Others think, crap, now I gotta start all over again. Who's gonna want me now? I have a 3-year-old. Then you start getting pissed. You begin to realize that life, it's not fair, that the courts, that they're not fair, that society put mothers on a pedestal because they call the shots on the parenting. And men, we're just seen as the secondary parents. So rather than wallow in self-pity, you think, nah, I'm gonna have her regret the decision. I'm gonna become my own motherfucker. That's the moment that you change and your new game begins. If you're going to get anything from this video, it's that most guys don't start regaining their masculinity until they do this one thing. So remember the next sentence. Men, you must set boundaries with your ex. Give them a dose of their own reality. You're no longer her provider and protector. If you continue thinking that way, you still won't be her provider nor protector, but rather just her punk. We need to start standing up for ourselves and simply say, not happening anymore. Let's face the fact that women manipulate. They manipulate so much that even women, they themselves say that women are manipulative. The sooner you realize that you're being manipulated, the better and the quicker your outcome's gonna be. Think about it. If you say that men are dogs, chances are that you're a dog. So you start saying no. She makes requests about child support, alimony, or custody. You say, talk to your lawyer. The time for talking between you two, it's over. Now it's time for reparations. You were that country that lost the war, but now you have a new type of government. One you're rebuilding. You were repressed. You were in the dark, but now you're in your own renaissance. And it's your turn to learn and to grow. When guys go through a breakup, or anyone for that matter, we want our ex to regret their decision. We want to win. So you want to win. Seriously, want to win? Here's how. The best revenge is your own success. It's that simple. Therefore, many guys, we begin with our reinvention. And the first thing that we do is we do stuff like work out. Now that we have more time, many of us will focus on our career. We begin reaching out to old friends and we form new ones. Our culture changes and we gain a fuck it attitude and begin to claim our masculinity again and love the power that we gain. Many become more tech savvy. I have what's now become the fastest growing men's divorce support group on Facebook. It's free, confidential. If you want to join, you're welcome to. It's also in the comments section. Just click on the link so that you can join us. What I've noticed is that a shitload of the guys, they just begin a Facebook account like maybe a few weeks or months ago. In the same group, I asked the guys that were divorced for over 2 years. I took a poll with them and they asked their thoughts on their divorce. 86% of them said that they were glad that it happened. I also took a quality of life survey for the group. The average guys, they scored a 66 out of 100. Think of them as percentage points. Or 40 out of 60 total points, just raw score. That's what the average divorce guy in the group scored. For those gents who have been separated between 0 to 3 months, their quality of life was 56, 34 points. So way down there, 10 points below the average. Those that were over a year separation, their quality of life was 76%, or 45 points. Also 10 points above the average. You can see from the results here that understandably no one was thriving at the 0 to 3 months, but 44% said that they were thriving when it's been over a year. They just wouldn't take her back. The reason most commonly given is they either find someone better or they have more choices in life. And I don't mean as far as women, but rather that they just have more options, as in they're more comfortable, they're more happy. Again, if you want to join, the link is in the comment section. Just answer the membership question and that'll help us confirm your identity. Just don't want bad actors here. I think as time goes, many guys go through a shock. Their home becomes a place without direction and lawless. They realize that they fought a good fight, but are ashamed of their loss. Many, when the dust settles, realize that they were led astray and often lied to. Then they reach their renaissance and they awaken from some kind of spell that they had. You would have died for this person, and now you see them as the person who just took away a big chunk of your life. But as you regain your balls, you promise that you'll never, ever will you lose to them again for anyone. Again, don't do this alone. Schedule a one-on-one. Shortly, you're going to see a logo that looks like this. When it comes up, click on it. It's going to take you right to my site. Then schedule your one-on-one and begin redefining your life because you owe it to yourself. Thank you very much.